All right. Right now, we're on Krome Avenue, and what I want to talk about while I'm recording this video, it's stories about things that happen on this street, Krome. We're heading towards Kendall, and right now we're on 288th Street. Okay, so this is still Homestead here, and soon we'll be entering Miami. Right now there's a lot of construction going on. They're building another street, another lane. So, okay, let me start by saying that the stories, what I'm gonna talk about, are mostly about accidents that happen here on this road. So one of the stories that actually was on the news, and it came out from Homestead, it was about a 15-year-old girl that had a party for her 15th birthday somewhere out here in the Redlands. They were coming on the opposite side of the road. So after their party, I guess her brother and a couple of friends jumped in a car and were heading back to Homestead where they lived. So what happened, I guess they were drunk or something, so they were going real fast. The news say it was like 100 miles per hour, something like that. And the boy, he went off the road a little bit, you know, to the dirt. And when he tried to come back into the street, the car just started flipping. And there were witnesses on the road that said the car flipped probably more than 10 times. So that was one of the big stories that happened from Homestead. On this same spot that I'm passing now, on the left side, I was out here pumping gas at the gas station, and when I seen across the street, there were some people standing on the road. And when I looked, a car was flipped over, like down the little hill on the side of the road. And I saw like 3 people outside standing next to the car. I guess they were waiting for the ambulance or something. Lately, I haven't heard any stories, but when I drive by these streets, I always see flowers and, you know, candles and teddy bears and stuff that people leave on the crash sites. And when you see that here in this city, and that's how you know there's been somebody died there, you know. And if you ever come around Homestead, you'll see a lot of those little spots where people, I guess their family, go and put flowers. You know, let me tell you a story. I don't tell a lot of people this, but I'll tell you guys now that I'm making this video, and it's something similar. This happened when I was in high school. I had my group of friends, and one night we were hanging out because it was one of our friends' birthday. So we were at another friend's house. So I went home. It was kind of late. It was like 1 in the morning probably when I went home. And actually, I think that, now that I remember, the birthday boy has stayed over the other person's house. So they stayed partying, I guess, and the next day it was a school night. So I went home and went to sleep, you know. So then the next morning came, and I was supposed to wake up to go to school, but I actually just overslept and decided I wasn't even gonna get up. So now when I woke up, my mother tells me that my friends had came over to pick me up in the morning to go to school, and it was a couple of them. She told me it was a couple of them, but she actually told them that I wasn't going to school that day because she knew I overslept already. So she wasn't even bothering to wake me up. So then I stayed home, and we usually get out of school around 2:30 and be home around 3:30 or something like that after the bus drops us off. And I had friends from another school that we used to hang out with, and that's where we were at the night of my friend's birthday. So then I hear somebody knocking on my door, and I opened it, and it was my friend from the other school. And this guy was best friends with the birthday boy. He knew him before me and everything. So, but we all used to hang out together. And the birthday boy, he used to go to my school. So then he just starts talking to me, and then he just tells me straight out, you know what? And I was like, what's up? He's like, yeah, Junior, that was the birthday boy's name, just died. And I was like, wow, what do you mean? Like, you know, I was like, yeah. He's like, they got into a car accident. And I was like, nah, like, you know, it was shocked. You know, at first you don't believe it when somebody tells you something like that. You're like, hey, you think like it's, sometimes you're so shocked, you're like, damn, you can't believe it, you know. You just like hope this dude is not playing with me or something, you know. And then he was like, yeah, somebody was driving and they were drunk and they were going fast, and he went to the side of the road, and when he tried to go back into the street, the tire caught like a hole, and they flipped like 20 times. The car flipped like 20 times, and they were going real fast because there was actually 6 people in an SUV. So there was two people in the front, 3 people in the middle seats, and then there was one of our other friends in the back of the SUV. And you know, in the back there's no seat, so he had to sit like right there on the floor on the back of the SUV. He had no seat belt. I don't think everybody was wearing a seat belt. So what had happened, the birthday boy was actually the driver that night, and he was messed up. He was drinking hard liquor all night, you know. And then on the next day, they actually came to pick me up so we could go skipping, what they call skipping, like, you know, skipping school that day and still go out, celebrate his birthday and all that. So they were actually gonna go to like a little beach and keep partying there. And on the way to the beach where they were going, after trying to pick me up, that's when they got into the accident. After that, well, let me tell you that the one that died was the birthday boy that he was driving, and the other boy that died, that's also my friend, was the one that was sitting on the floor in back of the SUV. The other people got injured. I never heard from them ever again. I knew some of them, and I never heard from them after all that. So this happened in 2001. 2000. I still know the family of my friends. I see them once in a while, but the other ones I do not. I never spoke to them ever again. So that was a crazy story that happened. There's actually supposed to be a sign out here that says the number of fatalities that have happened on these roads. So, rest in peace to my two buddies from high school. And I was so thankful to God, thankful to my mother that day she did not wake me up to go to school that day. Or if I would have went with them, I don't know. I think about that, but try not to think about that. But so let me go to the side of the road a little bit. So right now we're on 200th Street. They just added this lane. 192nd Street. Right now, you probably can't really notice that it's dark on the sides, but this street on the sides, all you're gonna see is like a bunch of fruit stands and people that sell trees and gas, and there's gas stations. There's nurseries. This whole road all the way to 8th Street. That's all you see, and all the way on 8th Street. That's where you hit the Miccosukee Casino. If you guys want to look that up, there's a casino back here. It's owned by the Miccosukee Indian tribes. I was actually there earlier because I came by here and I went to Hialeah. When I went all the way down to Okeechobee Road, there's a spot right there too where they have candles and teddy bears on the sides on a long curve. I guess somebody was going too fast and then went down the hill on that curve. Yeah, so what I was saying about the story earlier about the girl that had her party, she was 15 years old. Yeah, so when it came out on the news, I guess they said it was like 4 or 5 people in the car, and I think all of them died. It was a pretty bad accident. I think the girl was one of them that got it the worst, because they said that when the car flipped, metal debris from the car, from the destruction of the car, it sliced the girl's head off, because they were tumbling all over in the car, and some cut her head off. So they all probably died instantly right there. You can try and type in 15-year-old girl dies in car crash in Homestead on Krome Avenue on Google. You might find it. You might find a story. You can also go to MiamiHerald.com. You can probably find old articles like that. Or you can type in Homestead, Florida news. So we're on Southwest 136th Street. So this road can probably get a little bit dangerous, probably because people drive crazy sometimes out here. The traffic in Florida, especially in the summer times, I've seen a lot of crazy drivers out here. You know, people don't put their signals, they speed, taking real fast turns and all that. A lot of the people that crash are young people. They like going fast, probably drunk or high or something, you know, probably trying to show off. But that is so many stories and things I heard about people crashing and all that. I don't know really how it is somewhere else, but as long as I lived here, I seen and heard so many things about crashes, and I know because I see the candles everywhere on the sides of the roads. One thing that I do know, that a lot of young people out here are really into fast cars. You know, they soup up their cars. They put turbo on it. They're like showing off and going fast. You know, they get their Hondas and they make them go fast. You know, they build them up and all that. You gotta be careful. Right, so on the next light, we're already getting to Kendall. Let me tell you guys this something that happened the other day at the casino at the Miccosukee. I heard that a guy hit $1 million, and when he walked outside, they robbed him. And when I was coming out today from the casino, this couple, like this older couple, some elderly, they stopped me and they started asking me a question that, what are those sounds? Because it sounded like fireworks. And then I was like, oh, that's because there's a gun range back there, right? It was like around 6 o'clock. It was a gun range, and people were out there shooting guns. So I was telling them about it, you know. And they tell me that they come from the Keys. And they've been here like a couple of times and they heard those gunshots, but they didn't know, you know. And they also come from Canada. They said they come from Canada and here, like back and forth. I think they're Canadian. So we were talking for a little while, you know, and then he tells me, did I win anything? And I was like, nah, like I just played $5 in the machine, but I just really came here just to eat because I had just came from Hialeah and I was hungry, so stopped by. Told him I haven't been around to the casino for a while. So then he's like, the other time I won like $20,000, and that when the people knew that he won, they started like following him around, like the security and the workers were like following him around, make sure that nobody does anything to him, you know. Because after I told him about the guy that got robbed, he was like, yeah, that's crazy, because like how can that guy just walk out like that, you know? And it happened so fast, and there's supposed to be security outside, and I was like, you know, there's like towers with guards and everything, and he still got robbed. I mean, it's crazy. Like, if you win, you should tell, like, hey, can you walk me to my car or something, you know, like escort me outside. But I guess that dude, he didn't do nothing, so he just like walked on, and they were watching him already. And this happened last year. And the crazy thing that he was actually a veteran in the military. You know? I think he was American. And I think that happened, came out on the news too. So we're like 5 minutes away from the casino. The casino is on 8th Street and Krome. As you can see on the sides, it's so dark you can't see nothing because it's just a bunch of trees. And all those trees belong to the Miccosukee tribes, the Indians from here. There's actually Indian tribes that live deep in these woods here. That's another story you guys can know about. These Indians from Miccosukee, they don't like outsiders. So none of us could probably even go there or get close to them. They don't like that. But then they have a casino here. If you guys come out one of these days out here, just to let you guys know, there's a casino out here. You guys could check it out. Miccosukee Casino. There's also a Magic City Casino, but that's like Hialeah, somewhere around there. But this is the closest one to us, the Miccosukee Casino. I could see the lights from here already. So we're getting to Southwest H Street, Krome Avenue. The Miccosukee is right over here on the left, passing the light on the left side. Says free expo tomorrow. So there's actually going to be an event on here tomorrow, February 5th and 6th, Career Expo. So actually this casino, it's a casino and a hotel. I don't know if put a window down, maybe we could hear some gunshots. Probably the gun range is closed by now. Alright, so right now we're gonna make a turn into the entrance of the Miccosukee. You can see it right there. The Miccosukee Resort Hotel. They got a statue of an Indian guy in the front. I'm gonna take a quick spin, run the parking lot right quick. So we're actually standing in a place where $1 million has been taken from somebody. Imagine that. So there you go, a couple of stories. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe out there. Just take money and I'm out.